What's up, everyone? It's been a crazy 3 days from Apple, giving us 3 new products and a bunch of USB-C accessories to go along with them. I'll be going over the main points from each product so you can make the most informed decision. If you find any of this info helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe. First up is Monday's release of what Apple says is the best all-in-one for AI, the iMac, which saw an upgrade from the M3 chip to the M4 and Apple Intelligence, and still in that 24-inch configuration. There were no major design changes except for 7 new great colors: green, yellow, orange, pink, purple, blue, and silver, and up to 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports. But notably, there isn't a larger 27-inch model available, as Apple previously confirmed it had no plans to replace from the now discontinued 27-inch model. Apple's iMac does get a nice spec bump on the inside, and it now starts with 16 gigabytes of unified RAM, double the previous model, and it's configurable up to 32 gigabytes. There's also a new sharp 12 megapixel webcam, AI-powered features for writing, editing, and Siri, and other great features that OS Sequoia, such as iPhone mirroring, window tiling to easily organize your screen. Plus, the higher-end model can support either two 6K displays at 60 Hz or a single 8K display at 120 Hz for the ultimate versatility. The 24-inch display gets an upgrade as well with a new nano texture screen to reduce glare and reflections, but comes at a whopping extra $180. And for that price, I'd probably rather upgrade the RAM or to a 1 terabyte of storage. One really cool feature that probably won't be used much, but is still really neat, is Desk View, which gives you the ability to show a top-down view of your workspace during a FaceTime call. Now, I don't really know of a great use case besides showing grandma your kids' art projects, but let me know in the comments if you guys have any use cases for this that you might use it for. The last and arguably main feature for all new Macs is Apple Intelligence. You'll be able to take advantage of a much smarter and useful Siri, setting multiple tasks, all while not leaving your current tab, and it moves around so you can set it at the most useful position. All Macs will come with dedicated apps for Image Playground and built-in functionality within Apple, and third-party apps for Genmoji and Image Playground. New Macs will ship with color-matching USB-C Magic Keyboard and mouse, with an available upgrade of $50 for a Magic Trackpad and $30 for the Magic Keyboard with a numeric keypad. It's important to note that any Mac with an M series chip will be able to take advantage of Apple Intelligence. The M4 Mac Mini was announced on Tuesday, a jump from the old M2 Mac Mini with a ton of fantastic upgrades. With now a standard of 16 gigabytes of unified RAM, the option of the M4 Pro chip, 5 USB-C Thunderbolt 4 or Thunderbolt 5 ports, which is on the M4 Pro, including 2 front ports, finally, and first design update in 14 years. The Mac Mini now boasts a tiny 5x5-inch chassis, half the size of its predecessor and only slightly larger than an Apple TV 4K, with air intake and cooling on the bottom and enough ports to make everyone happy, including HDMI and Ethernet port. You can opt for the new M4 Pro chip that comes with 12 CPU cores, 16 GPU cores, 24 gigabytes of unified RAM, and 512 gigabytes of SSD over the standard 10 CPU cores, 10 GPU cores, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and standard 256 gigabytes of storage. If you're looking to upgrade the Mac Mini, you can add on to each M4 chip. On the base M4, you can upgrade to 24 or 32 gigabytes of memory for $200 increments apiece. For storage, if you don't like the cheaper but less aesthetically pleasing option of an external SSD, you can upgrade from 256 gigabytes to 512 gigabytes for $200 and up to 1 terabyte for $400 or 2 terabytes for $800. And you can add the option of 10 gigabyte Ethernet for only $100. A nice price break from Apple. We thank you. If the M4 Pro was not enough, you can spec it out with 14 CPU cores and 20 GPU cores for an additional $200. Starting at 24 gigabytes of memory, you can go up to 48 gigabytes for $400 and 64 gigabytes for $600. Storage has a plethora of options as well. You can go from base of 512 gigabytes to 1 terabyte for $200, 2 terabytes for $600, 4 terabytes for $1,200, and a whopping 8 terabytes of SSD for $2,400, 4 times the price of the base M4 Mac Mini. Unlike the iMac, the Mac Mini will only ship with the computer itself and a power cord, so you need to pick up any of the new USB-C accessories separately, which makes sense with a starting price of $599. A nice bonus is the entry-level chip can now support up to 2 6K displays and up to one 5K display. Meanwhile, the M4 Pro chip can support up to 3 6K resolution displays at 60 Hz. If you own one of those, congrats, but you probably aren't the target market for the Mac Mini, but a nice option nonetheless. The Mac Mini is available for pre-order and will begin shipping on November 8th. And now for what I was looking forward to the most, the M4 MacBook Pro lineup. Apple dropped the M4 Pro chip Tuesday with the Mac Mini, but Wednesday they also announced the M4 Max in what they are calling the most powerful AI chip on the market. Although there weren't many hardware updates in terms of design, there were a few surprises that each MacBook Pro can take advantage of. There's a new 12 megapixel center stage camera that allows you to move around your room, kitchen, or office and stay centered within the camera. It also lets you use desk view, as we saw in the 24-inch iMac that can show both you and your desk in the video. The Liquid Retina XDR display now offers 1600 nits of peak HDR brightness and provides up to 1000 nits of brightness for SDR content in bright light, up from 600 on the M3. In low light situations, it dims to 1 nit so you can work comfortably in dark spaces, something we saw recently with the iPhone 16 Pro lineup, and it has up to 24 hours of battery life, which is just insane. The base M4 now gets 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, up from 2 ports on the M3, while the Pro and Max variants get Thunderbolt 5 ports. The M4 MacBook Pro lineup in Space Black and Silver, which starts at $1499 for the base 14-inch, the same price as last year's M3, but with 16 gigabytes of RAM standard, which is a long-awaited upgrade, as going from 8 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes of RAM would have cost you an extra $200. You can also opt for the 16-inch model, which starts at $2299 and comes with the M4 Pro and 24 gigabytes of RAM. The M4 chip will have up to 14-core CPU with up to 10 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, up to 20-core GPU, a 16-core neural engine, and 273 gigabytes of unified memory bandwidth. The M4 Pro chip will have up to 14-core CPU with up to 10 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, up to a 20-core GPU, a 16-core neural engine, and 273 gigabytes unified memory bandwidth. The M4 Max chip will have a 16-core CPU, up to 12 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, up to 40-core GPU, a 16-core neural engine, and up to 546 gigabytes per second of unified memory bandwidth. There are also a ton of extras you can tack on for more RAM, SSD, the textured display that we saw in the iMac that reduces glare and reflections, and a 96-watt power brick instead of the standard 70 out of the box. An added bonus was the M3 MacBook Airs also received the 16 gigabytes of RAM, but the M4 chip is going to have to wait until Q1 or possibly Q2 of 2025. If you enjoyed this video and found it at all helpful, please consider liking and subscribing so I can keep making videos like this. Leave a comment down below on your favorite part or what you're looking forward to most with the new Mac lineup, whether it's MacBook Pro, iMac, or Mac Mini. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.